guys, welcome back to my channel. I am back with another review. This review is for Baddies South Season 2 Episode 5, so if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you know every time I upload a new video. Listen, let's just get right into this episode because so much happened that got on my nerves. So after being completely MIA in the entire last episode, Natalie finally decides to show up, and she shows up with this new girl, Scotty, who she is friends with, and she brings her to the house and says that she's going to be a new cast member. Now, I didn't really see the point of them bringing on another girl to the show because there's already been more than enough drama with the women who are already there, and at the same time, it's like on Bad Girls Club, the only time they brought another girl in was when one girl left. Nobody's left yet, so I just don't see the point in adding Scotty to the group. But anyways, Scotty rubbed some of the girls the wrong way, mainly Chrisean, because Chrisean felt like Scotty came in not being herself. And granted, you know, Chrisean can't really tell Scotty that she's not being herself because she doesn't know this woman. So how do you really know if she's being herself or not? So I don't understand Chrisean's point when it came to that, but I can see how Scotty would have rubbed some of the ladies the wrong way because she came into the house telling them that she's going to show them how to get money. And some people will take that as an insult because how do you know that these women don't already know how to get money on their own? How do you know how much money these women actually have? They might have more than you do. So how can you really show them how to get money when they already have it? So maybe that's the reason why Chrisean felt insulted by what Scotty came into the house saying. I was a bit confused as to why Natalie seemed so annoyed when Chrisean was kind of coming for Scotty, because normally Natalie will be here for all the mess and all the drama because she knows that it'll bring ratings to the show that she supposedly runs. So I was confused as to why she seemed annoyed by that. But then Jayla goes and says in her interview that her and Natalie actually are friends with Scotty and they've traveled together a lot. And I was like, that explains it, but I just don't like the idea of Natalie being able to cast all her friends on the show. That doesn't make for anything interesting because that means that all these girls are her friends or they're really desperate to be a part of the show and so they're all going to kiss her ass, and that doesn't make for entertainment. And I know some people say that, you know, Shawnee from Basketball Wives is the same way, but I don't really think so. I feel like Shawnee makes it more interesting and she comes off as more of a cast member than an executive producer on Basketball Wives. That's just my opinion. I see a clear difference between the way that Natalie's doing things and the way that Shawnee's doing things. Natalie starts telling the ladies that she needs to know what was going on in the house because she got tired of her phone blowing up with them contacting her about all the drama that was going on. And I'm like, I hope these girls don't really like bow down and tell Natalie what happened, because if Natalie really wants to know what happened, she should have been in the house instead of running around doing whatever it is that she's doing. She wants to be a part of the cast, but at the same time, she's not a part of the cast. So it makes no sense. So the ladies start telling her exactly what happened, and basically all the drama stems from Anne. Anne got pissed off at Rolly because Rolly had Bree upstairs and she didn't want Bree anywhere near her belongings. Granted, I can understand why she wouldn't want somebody from the Bad Girls Club anywhere near her room because she knows that on Bad Girls Club they like to destroy each other's shit. But at the same time, if Rolly had Bree in her room with the door shut and Bree wasn't in her room, then there was no need for her to go off. And at the same time, I also feel like Anne keeps coming for everybody but Bree. If her issue is with Bree, then come for Bree. So I don't know. But Anne definitely is making the season more interesting because without the drama surrounding her, there wouldn't be any show to watch, to be honest with you, besides Chrisean getting into it with Persuasion at the very beginning of the season. Anne and Bree start arguing with each other because obviously Anne has a big issue with Bree because she claims that Bree is an escort, allegedly, and she won't admit to being one. And I just don't understand why Anne cares if Bree is allegedly an escort or not. Like, who cares if she's an escort or not? Why do you care? That's not your business. Is she your friend? Is she your sister? Is she your daughter? Is she somebody that you care about? What do you need to know whether she was an escort or not? And given what Anne does for a living, I don't think she should be judging anybody else. I mean, she claims that she's not judging Bree, but at the same time, that's the way that it comes off. I just wish Bree wouldn't really let Anne get to her too much, but I don't really like how some of the other ladies like to try to control Bree and what comes out of her mouth, because that's what Jayla tried to do, that's what Natalie tried to do, and throughout this episode, you can see that Persuasion kind of starts talking to Bree any kind of way too, and I just don't like that she's allowing that type of thing to go on. Now the bad girls, the real bad girls who are on Bad Girls Club, all get together and they go on the boat, drinking, partying, having a good time. This was Natalie, Jayla, Persuasion, and Bree. And they're kind of plotting a little bit too on some of the other girls. They were saying that if Anne doesn't stop doing what she's doing, they're going to leave a note on her door when she's sleeping and tell her to go home and then leave her in whatever city that they're in. And I was like, damn, that's kind of messed up. But at the same time, I can understand why some of the ladies would be annoyed with Anne, because she's literally gotten into it with every girl in that house. And so I was just thinking maybe they will do that just to make the season a little bit more interesting, like leave Anne somewhere. That would be messed up though. And Anne ended up staying home with Scotty, and she's telling Scotty all the drama that's gone down in the house. She's kind of telling half truths though to this girl, and Scotty starts saying how she's going to be neutral, and we all know that her being neutral isn't going to last long. At some point she's going to end up picking a side, and for some reason I know that the side that she's going to pick is not going to be Anne's. The ladies finally get dressed up to go out, and they get on this bus and they start arguing immediately because Bree brings up Anne, and this pisses off Persuasion because she doesn't want the whole season to be all about Anne. But too late, the season already is based around Anne and Chrisean because they've been the two bringing the most drama to the season, and so it's already all about them. But I can understand why she was annoyed about it, for Bree giving her more shine. But the way that she was talking to Bree was out of control, because it's like, you can't check somebody like that who you barely know. The way your best friend can check you that you've known for years is different from the way that a stranger who you barely know can check you. And so I just don't like that Bree kind of sweeps too many things under the rug. I know it wasn't that big of a deal because I understood what Persuasion was trying to say to Bree, but the way that she was delivering it was all wrong. So Natalie ends up getting pissed off because everything wasn't all about her. When she was talking, Chrisean was having a conversation with Jayla in the corner, and this was pissing Natalie off because she wants to feel like she's the boss and all eyes should be on her. Whenever she speaks, everybody has to shut the hell up, and everybody's not going to go for that, and clearly Chrisean's not somebody who's going to go for that. So this pissed off Natalie to the point where she told them to pull the bus over because she was going to get off the bus. And I just felt like it was weak of Natalie to do that, because if it was any other girl that she didn't think would put hands on her, she would have checked them because they were talking over her. But when it came to Chrisean, I just felt like she didn't want to get into a physical fight with Chrisean because she didn't know if she was going to win or not. And so that's the reason why she kind of just said pull the bus over, and she wasn't like in Chrisean's face talking shit to her, because she doesn't know what would have happened if she would have done that. Listen, I just really do not like Natalie being executive producer and her being a cast member. She needs to pick which job she wants to do. Either she's going to be an executive producer or she's going to be a talent, because clearly she can't do both. And if she could do both, she wouldn't be running around barking orders at everybody, acting like nobody can ever come for her, and, you know, basically trying to run everything on the season. I just really don't like that. And so those are my thoughts on this week's episode of Baddies South. Let me know what you thought about this episode down in the comments section. Don't forget to hit that like button for me. I appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos and hit the notification bell so that you know every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed to my channel as I get closer to reaching my goal. So I want to thank you all for that. And until next time, I will talk to you guys in my next video.